Hey, this is Kurt from Nola Nerd Couple. We're gonna unbox a couple of vinyl things that I picked up this week. The first thing I actually ordered a while back, kind of forgot I ordered it, and it is a new edition of Illinois, the 10th anniversary edition of Illinois by Sufjan Stevens. And what's interesting about this one is this character right here. On the original release of this, because it is a everything Illinois, they had a picture of Superman there, because I'm guessing the creators were from there, or something to do with Metropolis. I'm not the biggest Superman geek, so I'm not really sure, but they did it without permission. And so, of course, DC wanted to know where their cut was, and because Asthmatic Kitty, the record label for this, can't really afford to pay all that much money. They're paid for all their profits to DC. They actually signed the settlement, remove Superman from all subsequent editions. So if I can ever find the Superman edition, I'd be finding a very rare piece of vinyl. But in this one, Marvel, and always one upmanship of DC, decided to just let them use Blue Marvel, the new Blue Marvel character, and have him on this vinyl. Sufjan is one of those few artists, and you're going to see another artist, where I buy pretty much everything that he releases, even if I have a version of this already. He's one of my favorite artists. If you haven't listened to him, go check him out. It's really great stuff, and this is probably still his best album. And the songs like Chicago and Kashmir Pulaski Day are some of the best musical works of this century, actually. All right, and this is a limited edition to 10,000 worldwide. I don't see anything that says what number this is. It does have the Marvel logo on the back, and so that is really cool. And also in this, I got an Asthmatic Kitty sampler. Of course, Asthmatic Kitty not only describes the record label name, but probably describes all their fans as well. Sorry, that was just a self-deprecating joke. And they have some really good stuff on here. Sufjan Stevens, My Brightest Diamond, couple of other pretty cool artists. I'm gonna be checking this out. And also this week, my favorite artist of all time released a new box set, and that box set is the Replacements, the Sire years. I've got a video on our channel of me unboxing the Twin Tone years, which is the first 4 albums. This is a limited edition. This is 4,122 of 8,700. I'm a weird Replacements fan in that I listen to all the Replacements albums. I probably won't be able to. I listen to all the Replacement albums in reverse order. So I actually started with the last album, which is All Shook Down. Still one of my favorite albums of all time. I have a podcast on our website, knowthenerdcouple.com, where I just talk about this album. I still remember I bought this album on December 27th, 1990 at 8:47 p.m. That's how important this album was to me. The third time I listened to it, I realized the Replacements were my band, and for the next 5 years, I didn't go a day without listening to the Replacements. The next album I got is the 8th best album by the Replacements, Don't Tell a Soul. Out of all their 8th albums, it's the 8th best. Notice I said it in that way for purpose, because it is a great album. Great songs like Talent Show, Aching to Be, which was phenomenal last year when we saw them in concert. It just is, it's a really good album. It kind of gets overlooked. It's a little too glossy for most Replacements fans. But it's also the album that spawned bands like Goo Goo Dolls, for better or worse, things like that. Pleased to Meet Me, which again I am going in reverse order. Pleased to Meet Me was their first album without founding member Bob Stinson. It's actually just a trio, and it's a very good album. It was recorded in Ardent Studios in Memphis. We went to Memphis last year, and I went to the outside of Ardent, but we didn't have enough time, and it was also July 4th, so I didn't get a chance to actually book a tour, but that is a bucket list item to go see where this was made, and also at Ardent Students, Big Star Records were made. It's got some of the best songs on here: Skyway, Can't Hardly Wait, Alex Chilton, who is one of the members of Big Star. If I was to say, hey, sit somebody down and say, you need to listen to the Replacements, Pleased to Meet Me, while it's not my favorite album, it's the first one I would tell people to listen to. To me, it's an easy album to get them introduced to the band. And then Tim Horrible artwork, fantastic album. Just full of rock anthems. The second side of it with Bastards of Young, Little Mascara, Left of the Dial, Here Comes a Regular, all great albums. I actually have all four of these already on vinyl. This again, kind of like Sufjan, they're one of those bands that I'm gonna buy every incarnation of their stuff they have. Our local record store, Euclid in NOLA, in the Bywater, had some freebies to go along with the stuff that they had out there. First is a bookmark, which is very apt because I am reading right now Trouble Boys, which is pretty much an authorized biography of the band. Paul and Tommy had a lot to do with that. They gave a lot of interviews, which is something rare for Paul to do especially. So this is going to come in handy. It's going to go right into my book. Kind of, I hate to say it, ugly lanyard piece of the Replacements Pleased to Meet Me All Access Tour, and it's just got the box set stuff and all there. I probably will put this on my lanyard to go to work, and then that way when every time a kid says, "What's this?" I can just evangelize about the Replacements, and maybe some young kid will listen to them. 45 adapter, which is very important for the next thing I'm about to pull out. It does say the Replacements on it, and it does have the Sire logo, which is going to come in very handy with this. This is not something I expected to get. It's a 45 with Portland on this side, which there's a legendary Portland show. Like the Replacements could show up and just be the best band you ever saw, or the worst band you ever saw. And apparently the Portland show is them at their absolute worst. So they basically wrote a song apologizing. And some of the lyrics they stole from themselves and put into talent show. But on this side, Can't Hardly Wait, the Tim version. Can't Hardly Wait in its final form ended up on Pleased to Meet Me. But in this version, which wasn't released, is probably my favorite song by the Replacements. It's just a straight rocking song. Paul and Bob's guitars are just fueling through this, so they're pretty much on fire. And it has some of my favorite lyrics, you know, standing on top of this crummy water tower, screaming, "I can't hardly wait." Crummy Water Tower has been my username on the internet since I've heard this song, which was way back when the internet started for everybody, not, you know, just for the Department of Defense. So I was really impressed when I saw that this was a song on here. I don't think either one of these has ever been released on vinyl, especially this one has never been released on vinyl. So that is pretty cool. I'm really excited about that. And like I said, record collecting, especially with the Replacements and Sufjan, are very important to me, and I'm really happy to have these in my collection. That's it for this video. If you liked it, give a thumbs up, subscribe to our videos, and please read our blog and listen to our podcast. You can find them all at nolanerdcouple.com. Thank you and have a great day.